Hey folks, welcome back to True Crime Stories, where we cover the most thrilling true crime stories. Before we get going, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for me. Thanks. And now let's get into today's story.
Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always up for good mystery.
Well, get ready because this one's a real symphony of secrets. We're heading to Harmony Fields, a charming town known for its annual classical music festival. But this year, the music stopped, and the silence was deafening.
Sounds ominous. What happened?
A beloved music professor, Clara Ellison, was poisoned during her grand return performance. Talk about a dramatic exit, right?
Poisoned. Wow. So who are the suspects?
Let's start with the victim, Clara Ellison, a brilliant composer, but notoriously reclusive. She was making a comeback after years of silence.
And comebacks can create a lot of tension, especially in the competitive world of music. Who else was in the picture?
Well, there's Danny Thorne, her student. Incredibly talented, but struggling in Clara's shadow.
The classic student-mentor dynamic, full of potential conflict.
Then we have Maddie Lee, Clara's devoted assistant. But was her dedication fueled by something more?
Ooh, that's interesting. Unrequited love, perhaps?
Possibly. And then there's Ian Fletcher, a former student who held a grudge against Clara.
Ugh.
The scorned protege. Always a good suspect.
Don't forget Lily Cortland, the festival organizer. Ruthless and ambitious, she might have seen Clara as a threat.
The power player. I see where this is going.
And last but not least, Andrew Brooks, a journalist with an axe to grind.
So we've got a student, an assistant, a rival, a power player, and a journalist. Quite the lineup.
It's like a who's who of potential suspects. But let's set the scene. The Harmony Festival is in full swing. The air is buzzing with excitement for Clara's return, but backstage, the mood is a little different.
Ah, the calm before the storm. I bet there were some nerves and maybe even some simmering resentments bubbling under the surface.
Definitely. And right before Clara takes the stage, someone finds a note addressed to her. It says, "The music is mine to compose." Talk about foreshadowing.
Chilling. Someone was sending a message and it wasn't a fan letter.
Okay, so the lights dim, the music begins, and Clara starts playing her new composition. The audience is captivated, then, bam, the lights go out.
And when they come back on, Clara is slumped over the piano, her score stained with what looks like blood.
Oh my God. A poisoning, right?
You got it. And enter Detective Tom Vargas, ready to unravel this twisted symphony.
He's got his work cut out for him. A town full of secrets and a concert hall full of suspects.
Vargas starts by looking at those closest to Clara. First up, Danny Thorne.
Right, the talented but troubled student. We talked about his potential for conflict.
In the days leading up to the concert, Danny and Clara had a huge argument. He accused her of stifling his creativity.
That definitely adds fuel to the fire. Did Vargas find anything else to connect him to the crime?
Oh, yeah. Vargas found some pretty incriminating evidence on Danny's phone. Seems our aspiring composer had been doing some late-night research on poisons.
Uh-oh. That's not a good look. But was there enough to actually charge him?
Not yet. But Danny wasn't the only one with secrets. Remember Maddie Lee, Clara's devoted assistant?
The one who might have been a little too devoted.
Yes. Well, Maddie was seen backstage just minutes before Clara took the stage, and her alibi was pretty weak.
Plus, we know she had intense feelings for Clara. Could those feelings have taken a dark turn?
Vargas definitely considered that possibility, especially when Maddie completely broke down during questioning.
Sounds like she was hiding something. But let's move on to suspect number 3, Ian Fletcher, the former student with a grudge.
Right. Ian's career had basically been destroyed by Clara's harsh criticism. He was bitter, and he wasn't quiet about it.
Especially online, right? We mentioned his unsettling posts about Clara.
Exactly. And like Danny, Ian's alibi for the night of the poisoning was pretty flimsy. Witnesses placed him lurking around backstage.
So we've got 3 suspects with motives and shaky alibis. What about Lily Cortland, the festival organizer?
Oh, Vargas definitely had his eye on her. Remember, Lily was ambitious, controlling, and used to being in charge.
And Clara's comeback could have threatened her power. Did Vargas find anything to connect her to the poisoning?
Well, when he questioned her, Lily was incredibly evasive about her whereabouts in the hours leading up to the concert. Plus, she had access to every part of the venue.
Including potential places where the poison could have been planted. Makes sense.
But wait, there's one more suspect. Andrew Brooks, the journalist.
The one who wrote that scathing article about Clara.
Right. Andrew was humiliated by Clara's response to his article, and he'd been nursing a grudge ever since.
The power of the pen, or in this case, the keyboard. A journalist seeking revenge is a classic trope.
And let's not forget, Andrew was covering the festival, which gave him a reason to be backstage near Clara.
And did he have a solid alibi?
Nope. And Vargas found something very disturbing on Andrew's computer. A whole folder dedicated to Clara, filled with articles and notes aimed at discrediting her.
Wow, that's creepy. It sounds like an obsession.
Exactly. But just when Vargas thinks he's heard it all, the forensics team comes back with a major breakthrough. The poison. It was a rare toxin derived from a very specific type of seed.
And I bet someone in Harmony Fields just happened to have purchased those seeds recently.
Bingo. Vargas now has a direct link between one of our suspects and the murder weapon.
This is getting good. Who was it? Did they find the culprit?
Well, you'll have to wait for part 2 to find out. But trust me, the truth is about to take center stage.
Welcome back to our Harmony Fields case. Last time we learned that someone in town purchased those poisonous seeds.
And Vargas knew he had to use that information carefully. He needed to expose the truth, but without tipping his hand.
It's a delicate balance. You don't want to spook the guilty party, so what did he do?
He decided to orchestrate a confrontation, bringing all the suspects together.
Oh, that's smart. Creating that pressure cooker environment might force someone to crack.
He gathered them all in the community hall, a place that held a lot of meaning for Clara and her music.
Adding an extra layer of tension, the weight of her absence hanging over everyone.
The tension must have been incredible. All those suspects, their secrets, in a room steeped in Clara's memory.
And Vargas, the master conductor, leading this symphony of suspicion. What did he do first?
Well, he started by laying out the evidence, piece by piece, like he was building a case against them.
A legal composition, if you will, methodical and precise. What evidence did he focus on?
He began with the fingerprints found on Clara's sheet music. Remember, several of the suspects had handled it.
Right, but fingerprints alone don't tell the whole story. Did he have anything else to tie them to the crime?
Oh, yeah. He revealed that both Danny and Ian had been searching for poisons online. Late-night searches, just days before the concert.
Uh-oh. Now those searches take on a whole new meaning. It suggests premeditation, a plan to harm Clara.
And you could practically see the color drain from their faces as Vargas revealed this.
Busted. But Vargas didn't stop there, did he?
Nope. He started weaving together the witness statements, pointing out those inconsistencies and conflicting alibis.
Slowly tightening the net, exposing those little lies they'd been telling.
And just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, Vargas dropped the bomb.
The poisonous seeds? Tell me, tell me.
He revealed that Lily Cortland, the festival organizer, had purchased them.
Wow, what a twist. So it was Lily all along.
Well, not so fast. Remember, we still have those internet searches, those suspicious behaviors from the others.
Right, but Lily's purchase of the seeds is pretty damning evidence. How did she react?
She just sat there, pale and silent. But then something unexpected happened.
What? Another twist. I love twists.
Maddie, Clara's assistant, broke down. She couldn't hold it in any longer.
The pressure got to her, but what did she say?
In a flood of tears, she accused Danny of poisoning Clara.
Whoa, hold on. Maddie's accusing Danny. Why?
She claimed that he did it to impress Clara, to finally step out of her shadow.
It's a bombshell, and it completely shifts the focus away from Lily.
But is Maddie telling the truth? Is this a genuine accusation or a clever manipulation?
Hard to say, but it definitely throws a wrench into things.
Vargas, ever the strategist, saw this as an opportunity. He zeroed in on Danny.
Turning up the heat, hoping to break him.
And guess what? Danny cracked. He confessed to poisoning Clara.
He confessed? Wow. But did he admit to wanting to kill her?
He insisted he just wanted to make her sick, to sabotage her performance.
So a crime of passion, fueled by his desire for recognition.
But here's the thing. His confession didn't explain everything. Like, what about that note? The music is mine to compose. That suggests a much darker motive.
You're right, and it doesn't explain Lily's purchase of the poison.
Exactly. There were still pieces missing. A deeper melody playing beneath the surface.
So the mystery wasn't over yet. I can't wait to hear what happened next.
We're back, and the truth is about to crescendo in our Harmony Fields case. Remember, we've got a confession from Danny, but something's not quite right.
Right, it felt almost too easy, like a convenient melody covering up a much darker composition.
Exactly. And that note, the music is mine to compose. It pointed to something more sinister, a plan that went beyond Danny's ambition.
And let's not forget Lily, the festival organizer. She bought the poison. That can't be ignored.
Vargas knew that Danny's confession wasn't the end of the story. He sensed a connection, a hidden score between Danny and Lily. So he decided to turn up the heat on Lily, using her own words against her.
Ooh, I like that. Turning her own ambition, her need for control, into a weapon against her.
It worked. Lily cracked. Her carefully crafted facade crumbled, and she confessed.
She confessed to everything, to wanting Clara dead.
She admitted to orchestrating the poisoning, but insisted she never intended to kill Clara.
Interesting. A fine line between sabotage and murder.
But here's the chilling part. Lily revealed that she manipulated Danny, using his insecurities and his admiration for Clara to turn him into her pawn.
Wow, that's cold. Preying on his vulnerabilities, turning his dreams into a weapon.
She basically weaponized his talent, whispering poison in his ear both figuratively and literally.
It's tragic. A young artist, his potential poisoned by someone who should have been a mentor.
With Lily's confession, the pieces finally fit. She was arrested and charged, while Danny, realizing he'd been used, agreed to testify against her.
So justice was served, but what about Harmony Fields? What happened to the festival?
The festival continued, but it evolved. It became a platform for open conversations about mental health and the arts, about fostering a healthier creative environment.
That's wonderful, turning tragedy into a force for positive change.
But the echoes of this case still resonate. It reminds us that even in seemingly harmonious settings, darkness can lurk beneath the surface.
A reminder to be aware of those subtle dissonances in our own lives, to pay attention to those who might be manipulating us.
Absolutely. And to recognize the fine line between ambition and obsession. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the dark side of Harmony Fields.